find this situation happening, they reach a point at which they are no longer just receiving directives or instructions of do not do this, do this, but now they're at the point of their lives where they want to experiment, actually live, actually find ways to experience ecstasy, find ways to experience joy, find ways to fit in, find ways to actually be well coordinated when they are around. Now, the thing that you discover is I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of youths, right? I've had a lot of conversation asking them to say, but why do you keep on going back to beer? It's because they'll positively say, I don't like the fact that it's destroying my life. And why do you like taking it? Most of them would tell you to say, well, I love, they have something similar. Some of them would tell you to say, oh, look, it helps me relax. It helps me get in state. It helps me to be more effective. It helps me to be more social. And social has come up many times in my conversation. A lot of people, male characters that I've interacted with mostly, would attest to say, I get to have a boost of confidence in a setup where I need to act a certain way, like I need to bring the funk to the party. I get to be that person who's ready to do anything and experiment on anything, I get to do that. But without this substance, I am nothing. I'm almost shy to do anything, I'm immobilized. So I get to discover to say, okay, the dependency on building your persona or personality, right, on this drug rather, is merely because of the inability to actually coordinate yourself properly without the use of alcohol. Yeah. So you discover that a lot of youths are victim to this because they are unable to properly regulate their emotions out there. They are unable to be in state without alcohol. Now, I'm jumping to analyzing what it feels like to be drunk.
Wait. Let me add my 2 cents on it.
Okay.
My $100 on it. I think the reason why most men, I sat down with my brother, very close to my heart, grew up in a Christian home, and I didn't imagine the day he would come to me and I would hear stories of him drinking alcohol. I didn't imagine him being wasted drunk, because I grew up in a home where dad would not take alcohol. The role models we had would not take alcohol. So I just imagined automatically my brother would never take alcohol, until I heard stories like, hey, your brother actually drinks. Dude, do you actually know your brother drinks? He abuses alcohol. And I'm like, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. He can't drink. So until one day something very bad happened, and I sat him down and I sat across the table from him and I asked him, I was like, but why do you take alcohol? And he told me, well, there gets the point in life where life presses you. You don't have any alternative or options to find answers to the questions life brings. As a result, you find comfort. Being intoxicated makes you forget your troubles. They're like dreams. They just go away. It made me realize that there's a way that we evade, escape, elope reality once intoxicated or high on whatever substance, alcohol, marijuana, codeine combined. You forget the world, the pressure of being 30 without a job, pressure of being 30 without a stable relationship, pressure of being 30 without money. You forget the fact that you're under accomplished in society. You forget the fact that you're broke, non-respected young male. You forget these pressures of society in drug abuse. And so I think that's the motivation, apart from the one that you were talking about, which is it being a social drug. Please elaborate on that.
Yeah. So I was trying to expand on my experience with interacting with alcohol itself. Yeah. The first experience when I first took that hit and really got drunk was I noticed that the room itself began to spin immediately when I stood up. You know, I was unable to properly coordinate myself like I usually take advantage of. I think I was seated when I was sipping whatever brew I was taking, and I tried standing up. Simple task of standing up.
Yeah.
And you must imagine, Jerry, it was the hardest task because I almost fell down until I was like, oh shit, this was like riding a new bicycle.
Right.
Yeah. So I get up, unable to properly walk or move my limbs. The room is looking as if it's moving. Objects are zooming in, zooming out, and I feel this gag reflex as if I want to puke, but I kind of like this experience, and I think about dancing with this girl, and I'm already with her, holding her hands, saying I don't know, clubbing with her, laughing. She's also enjoying whatever I'm presenting at her, and at that moment I'd figure out to say, wow, this is amazing, because I'm unable to do that in my normal headspace. I'll micromanage. I'll think about everything. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll be too close to her. I didn't care if I was too close to her. I didn't care if I was disturbing anyone with my screams, you know, not screams, but you know, my loud expressions. Scream just sounds awkward, but anyway. So when that happened, you must understand, this is when I realized to say reference is a powerful thing. Now, this is now speaking like in present tense. This is when I realized to say that this is a powerful thing. So, because that was the hook factor that took me back to want to drink, to experience that feeling again. The only variable is I didn't realize to say the environment will be different. Everything will be different. So, orchestrating and putting things together like exactly the way they happened would be impossible. So when it happened the second time, I ended up feeling, oh shit, why did I even do this? This is so bad. And the test of it, my experience, so bad. The alcohol intake itself was so bad. None of the brews was pleasant in my mouth. Even I tried drinking some beverage which had chocolate in them, and I didn't like the taste of liquor itself. It was so bad, and I agreed with myself to say I'll never do this ever again. But I found myself doing it. Why? Because of reference. I wanted to get back to that point where I was invisible. I could do anything. I could talk.
So wait, you felt invincible?
In a way.
What else? What else did you feel? Talk about the positives. What makes alcohol addictive? I felt
the superpower of it was I wasn't actually going back to my rational mind to actually rationalize every single thought that I have. Like, for example, you're sitting across. You are on a table sitting with a lady, and you know there are those that should I kiss her now? Should I maybe later? But in this state, I wasn't second guessing anything. I would just, should I kiss her? I'm already kissing her.
Okay.
Should I do this? I'm already doing it. You know. Now, acting on impulse, right?
That's beautiful. So you don't have micromanaged thoughts.
It just happens.
They
you think. Like you have a comment, those dirty comments that you'd have in your own mind that you don't send them for some reason, I would say them.
It's 18 hours.
Okay. So, we'll cut it in two.
It's a micromanaged thought. Did you hear that?
Yes.
You see that it's just interrupted your line of thought.
The 18 hours, the comment it's 18 hours.
So you were talking about it being. You don't have a block between your mind and your body.
Yes,
they are one.
They are one. Like everything sinks in. You think I want to say this, you almost say it at the moment. So you don't get to filter or whatever. Okay, this is not appropriate for me to say. You just say. So that was the point where I was at.
You're like a superhero
in a way, but the coordination and the way you coordinate yourself is not as perfect.
But of course,
that's a problem.
Maybe if you're tipsy, not like wasted drunk, but you just. Tipsy.
Yes, in a way, when you're tipsy, you get to have, and there are people who have high tolerance and reach to that state where they would coordinate themselves even intoxicated. But you could still tell, because there's all these things which are almost shutting down in your body, like your you spoke about cognitive. Your cognitive awareness is so fuzzy. You're unable to properly coordinate or control yourself, right? So that happened to me. And after the whole experience and seeing how much of a fool I made myself, I didn't like that I got to embarrass myself so much, because there were moments where I couldn't help it and just do stupid things. And that was the point where I was like, okay, I'll never do this. And the dependency was so clear. Or the point at which I could be dependent was so clear. It was why it offered a solution of, I get not to be shy. Now, the good thing was in this story was that what made me not to be dependent was the fact that I had a well-ish established personality, because I had practiced my confidence on pickup. So I would put myself in situations that will almost make me embarrassed in a way.
Okay.
Make me embarrass me, push me to the edge of feeling those rejection, feeling all those and interacting with rejection over and over and over, that I became comfortable being rejected and started learning patterns on how I can improve my skills on how not to be rejected. So pickup.
So by the way,
me.
pickup is a skill, a social skill where you're able to interact with a stranger, a complete stranger, and get to know their world. Minus this random interaction, your lines of path will never cross. So pickup is a social skill. That's what he's describing. Please.
Exactly. So with that was a good thing, because I already have that skill to almost make the person of the opposite sex from not knowing me to being interested with me. You see, so I had that, and that was my superpower. Now, alcohol wasn't really adding any much value. No, the only value was sometimes I would miss the cues if I'm in my normal state. Like a needle kiss or right now, I'd miss the cues, but I only got to hit the cues when I was like intoxicated. But they were not well coordinated. That was the thing that I didn't like about it. I was like, okay, it's chaos. It's just happening. Everything is like almost doing it right, and then you mess it up, and then you do it right, you mess it up, you say something inappropriate, you embarrass her,